Mayor and Council. Maria Villagomez. I'm here today as one of the co-chairs for the City-County Collaborative on Domestic Violence. And on behalf of the collaborative, on behalf of the nonprofit partners here joining us today, and those city departments within the city, Metro Health, the Police Department, Municipal Court, our Human Services Department, we thank you for your support throughout the years to help us prevent and also respond to domestic violence. Here in the San Antonio area, we receive 7 calls per hour to 911 related to domestic violence. So thank you for your support. Mayor, thank you for creating the making interpersonal violence a priority of the Public Safety Committee. There's a lot of work to do here in San Antonio, and we're excited to continue to do that work. So thank you for your support.
Thank you, Maria, for your leadership. Dr. Jacob, would you like to say something?
Thank you, Mayor. Again, just underscoring our appreciation in the spirit of collaboration. We take it seriously that we heighten the awareness during this month. So the Purple Porch campaign, we are encouraging residents to at least take advantage of the bulbs that we have available, but also want to thank our partners, especially our Deputy City Manager, Maria Villagomez, the Judge Diaz representing the county, as well as a gaggle of partners who help us. Our incredible staff are on the ground making sure that we increase the awareness, especially this month and beyond. So I just want to thank you. We're proud to serve in partnership, but we also want to make sure that residents know the resources that are available, not only at Metro Health, but across our city network.
Thank you for the important collaboration as we recognize this is a public safety as well as a public health issue. Would any of my colleagues like to speak on this issue? Chair Villagrán.
Thank you. So every year we do this, and every year I tell the story because I did this for 7 years. I watched women come in and tell their most horrific thing that was happening to them in their life, women and men on occasion too, and we've just heard the stats. 1 in 3, 1 in 4, not good stats, but I knew when this council put up the post that said, if you're being abused, please call. I was fully prepared that the numbers were going to tick up. I was prepared because I knew that this was something that was happening behind closed doors across the city, and people were hiding this secret. And what happened was going into every bathroom, seeing that there, reminding people that they had rights and a way out was going to bring our numbers up. And then a district. And what I knew is I wasn't surprised. We knew that this was happening. We just knew they didn't have someone to talk to. And now we're telling them, you have someone to talk to. There is help out there, and there is a way out. And I want to thank all the groups that have helped. And Family Violence Prevention Services, the Battered Women's Shelter, Martha, what y'all have done in terms of saving lives. And still, year after year, we come and we have empty chairs because we do lose lives. But we are making the path forward, and I look forward to Chair Kaur and what she's going to do with that committee and how we move forward and understanding, yes, the numbers are going to go up, but that means we just need to, that things that were hidden are coming out into the light, and how are we going to address that? For the men and the women of San Antonio that are being abused and go home and don't feel safe. So thank you so much for your work and effort. I am completely been there, and I know that it is a calling, and I just appreciate everything you do and look forward to just working together. So I have my light up, but it's up all year long. And my commitment to you all this year is to make sure that we're talking about what love looks like in a positive way all year long. We talk about domestic violence and we wear our purple this month, but every month we should be talking about what good, healthy relationships look like. So thank you so much for your efforts. Thank you so much for all you do, and just look forward to working together to address these numbers. Thank you.
Chair Munguia.
Just want to echo those sentiments. Thank you for everything that you all do. And looking at everybody here and in the audience, it takes a village to address this problem in our community. And I, toured municipal court recently, and it was very devastating to hear that on certain days, as certain teams, sports teams lose, there's an uptick in domestic violence, and that is just absolutely tragic and uncalled for in our community. And so it's going to take, many years to address that. It's going to take mental health services early on in children's lives to address, issues that they'll have later in life. And so it's just like Councilwoman said, it's not just this month, it's every day. And I know that's what the work that you all do. So thank you for that. However, we can be of help, more than just a light, but how we can do policies and work in our schools and our neighborhoods to do a better job. So just appreciate all the work that y'all do every day. Thank you.
Councilwoman Castillo.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you all for the collaboration ensuring that we work towards resolution for the residents experiencing domestic violence. Too often, my constituent services team fields calls and walk-ins from individuals that are experiencing some type of violence at home. And I'm extremely grateful for the nonprofit providers as well as SAPD who are responsive. I've heard the stories of safe officers connecting our residents to different cameras and different things to help them feel safe in their homes. So grateful for the work that PD does in terms of response, and of course, grateful for the housing providers. Often what we experience are women that are this close to returning back to their abuser, but we know our nonprofit providers with Ms. Benayes always answer that call to give our constituents the services and the safety that they deserve. But as folks have mentioned, right, it takes everyone. And I'm grateful that with the leadership at Metro Health and with the leadership of Dr. Kaur on the Public Safety Committee, that will continue to work towards solutions on improving the quality of life for all of our residents. Thank you, Mayor.
Chair Galvan.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you to everybody who's here today, all the folks, of course, within the city, Metro Health, DHS, PD, all the folks who do the work day in and day out, and are always responsive to constituent services on my team, or when I was in District 5 too, reaching out when I heard from residents who were impacted or knew someone who's impacted but didn't want to report themselves, right? Being able to say, here's someone that can talk to you about this, and know that that work is going to be done, and that case is going to be managed well and have those folks be supported all the way through. And of course, thank you to the partners who are here as well, but partners across the city who are doing the work day in and day out. I always think about District 6 resident Patricia Castillo with the Peace Initiative, who has always been pushing on this work, especially in the 90s and all the way through to now, pushing on making sure that we're being honest about these conversations, being honest that these events are happening in our city, being honest that this violence is a real thing, and that even if we're making progress, we still need to continue pushing forward all the way to the end of it, right? And so I feel confident that Councilmember Kaur and my council colleagues will continue working on this issue in public safety, in community health, and throughout the work that we do with the city. And I also just want to make a fine point too on I think it's really important for men to speak up on this, not only to support survivors and perpetuate healthy relationships within their own relationships as well as within their circles, but also to speak up too, right, for themselves and know that there's support out there if they're experiencing it as well. And so I just want to make that fine point clear that it's important to not just put on the shoulders of women and put on the shoulders of femme-presenting people as well to handle this work, but it's on us as well too as men. So thank you very much, Mayor.
Great point. Councilwoman Alderete Gavita.
Thank you. Thank you so much for y'all's tireless work day in and day out. I know that, when we think of domestic violence, we think of, how we can get the victim to a safe place. I do also want to stop and recognize the awareness campaign that was led by former Councilman Manny Pelayes, and in partnership with you, Martha. It is, as Councilwoman Villagrán, great to see that help. We see it all over restrooms and different places all over our city. So thank you for that, because we do need to raise awareness. I do also want to thank SAPD for their help with this, but this is going to take all of us. And one of the things that I often think about is kids growing up in those households, right? And all of the problems perpetuated because of that. And so it's about helping the victim, but also just all the indirect victims as well. So thank you for y'all's help. We stand with y'all, and in any way that we can be more supportive, please let us know. Thank you.
Councilwoman Mesa Gonzalez.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor. Just want to recognize the month that we're here today. So to our city partners and city staff, thank you for all the work that you do every day on this issue. You're tackling it head on. And I know you probably could be back at work working on this stuff right now. But just really want to commend you for the service that you provide to our city, to our SAFE officers. There are a number of you here. I've got 3 of Prue Road, our District 8 SAFE officers here, Officer LaFrosia, Officer Weisty, and Officer Redmond. So thank you for your work. And count me in. I'm new on this council, but please know that District 8 is here to support you. Thank you.
Councilwoman Spears?
Thank you, Mayor. So I became really familiar with domestic violence when I was working at Community Bible Church in the single-parent family ministry, and it was devastating, and it really became something really important to me to always remember those who are vulnerable and experiencing this, and it's just amazing how many people don't understand how widespread this is. I want to really acknowledge all of your hard work, and I know we have a lot more to do. This impacts every neighborhood, every district. It has no boundaries. And so we have to, I am worried the most about the people we can't reach or who are too afraid to come out and say anything and feel too hopeless or helpless. This is devastating to our most vulnerable, the deaf community, the children in our community, our elderly, just young people in new relationships, and knowing that 49% of women experiencing homelessness for the first time are victims of domestic violence is just a complete tragedy to me. It's time we break these cycles and educate young people, men and women, about domestic violence and what a healthy relationship looks like. And I think it's going to take all of us working together. I want to work with you, Marta, and the Family Violence Prevention Services and the Battered Women's Shelter, and we've got to include Bexar County Family Justice Center as well, and our public safety. Y'all are often the first point of contact and able to identify these victims initially and how to get them connected to resources, so thank you for that. We've got to strengthen our resources and keep uplifting all of you, our community partners, and make sure everyone feels safe in their home. So it is my intent that District 9 be at the forefront of this effort. And I'm so pleased to serve with Councilwoman Kaur on the Public Safety Committee. And District 9, this is going to be our top priority. So thank you for being here today.
Councilman White?
Yeah, just echo my colleagues' sentiments. Thank you all so much for the work that you do. This is a problem that's too widespread in our country, and certainly here in our city as well. And it does affect all 4 corners of San Antonio, and it's a problem that's not going to be solved overnight, unfortunately, but with the hard work of that you all are putting in partnership with our folks in government and other community stakeholders, I do believe we're going to continue to fight it and hopefully eliminate it here in our community. So thank you again for what you do.
Thank you again to the team. I will say, seeing Marta here reminded me when I visited that roughly 10% of the folks that are serviced at the facility are in fact spouses or partners of military members. So when we think about Military City USA, obviously there's many things to be proud of, but we can't ever forget when we think about supporting military families, we support them in good times and in bad. So thanks for the work that you do. This morning, many of us may have received the notification about the unfortunate terrorist attack that killed 2 Jewish folks in UK. Want to express my condolences for that unfortunate attack, as well as wish all of our Jewish neighbors an easy fast during Yom Kippur. Items 4 through 30 are on the consent agenda. That means they will be considered as a group, and there will not be a staff presentation unless pulled for individual consideration. Are there any items council members would like to pull from the consent agenda? I will pull number 22. Are there other items that would like to be pulled?
28.
28. Okay. All right, items 22 and 28 have been pulled by council members for individual consideration. Postponed to- I've got, that's right. Okay, great. There we go. Yeah, we do not have any members of the public signed up to speak on the items on the consent agenda remaining after those that have been pulled. So is there a motion to approve the consent agenda except for items 22 and 28?
I make a motion to approve.
Okay, great. It is moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda items except items 22 and 28. Council members, are there any highlights or questions about the consent agenda? Councilwoman Castillo.
Thank you. There are several items that I would like to highlight. This agenda has so many appointments of District 5 residents in item 15, 16, and 17. I'm going to call their names and just thank them for their service. So we're appointing Kristen Ramirez, Lourdes Galvan, Aggie Jaramillo, Dustin, Trinity, Geraldine, Mark, Robert, Bernie, and Mary Ann to represent District 5 on several boards and commissions. I'm extremely grateful for the public service that each of these residents provide to District 5, serving as a liaison between our office, city staff, and just bringing the passion and expertise to each of these boards and commissions. Grateful for their leadership and grateful for their commitment in agreeing to serve and represent District 5 for 4 more years. Thank you, Mayor.
Chair Galvan.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to highlight item 18, approving the reappointment of Roger Andrade of District 6 to the Stormwater Management Advisory Board for the remainder of the term. Roger, if you could come up to the podium. Just a quick note about Roger. He has over 34 years of experience in water resources, having formerly worked for 14 plus years with SAWS and currently in his 20th year with the Edwards Aquifer Authority. Roger currently serves as the Senior Director for Regulatory Affairs and is a member of the South Texas Geological Society and the National Groundwater Association. So I couldn't be prouder to have somebody like you on the team. I'm going to run down there to take a quick picture, but thank you for being here.
You're listening to Second to None podcast. We're going over the City Council, San Antonio City Council session 2025, October 2025. Follow us on Podbean,
Councilwoman
Apple
Mesa Gonzalez.
Podcast, and any other platform.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to highlight item
Podcast
19.
and
Dr. Gwendolyn Godlock is a San Antonio resident of over 2 decades. She holds a bachelor's and master of science in nursing, as well as a doctor of nursing from Vanderbilt. With years of experience leadership, Dr. Godlock has been successful in assisting others improve their health and quality of life. Dr. Godlock is being appointed to the Mayor's Commission on the Status of Women for District 8. Thank you so much for your service. Also highlighting item 20, Anita Jo Medina. Her husband is here, I believe, Michael Kinnick. Anita Jo Medina is a lifelong San Antonian and a resident of District 8 for over 10 years. With degrees from San Antonio College and UT Austin, Anita Jo brings a wide range of knowledge to the community. On her free time, she is typically found volunteering with the Food Bank, Kinetic Kids, or the San Antonio Sports Foundation. Anita Jo is being appointed to the Streets, Bridges, and Sidewalks Advisory Board for District 8. Thank you. And last but not least, we have Yvonne Addison here. Yvonne Addison is a District 8 resident. She is an owner and president of Addison Prime, overseeing the strategic operations for her company. She comes to us with degrees in mechanical engineering, applied project management, and business administration. Yvonne is being appointed to the Building Standards Board for District 8. Thank you so much for everyone's service.
Councilman White.
Thanks, Mayor. I just want to highlight item 30, the great work behind the Greater Airport Area Regional Center Plan. Our planning department did a great job bringing together residents, businesses, stakeholders to shape the priorities for the plan around mobility, housing, economic development, and, of course, quality of life. The plan supports smart land use around the airport. It improves transportation and connectivity, and ensures at the same time that we protect the quality of life in our neighborhoods. This is really about balancing growth with quality of life in the area. Our planning department did a really great job here. The plan, I think, aligns with our SA Tomorrow goals and positions for the airport, and so I appreciate all the work.
There being no further discussion, there is a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Please vote. Do you still need a voice vote? You got it. Oh, did you have something? Okay. Had somebody come in at the minute here. Chair Kaur, go ahead.
Sorry, just real quick, I wanted to highlight item 13, who's an appointee for the currently called Elderly Affairs Commission, and it's Joanne Tobias Molina. She's done an amazing job, but she actually recommends us changing the name of this commission to Joint Commission for Older Adults, which is more inclusive, so something to think about. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you, Chair. Are we okay? Okay. Okay. Is anyone having can everyone see their voting on the screen? No. Okay. All right. We'll do a voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
In San Antonio, this is how different agendas are passed. If you're looking for something for the city,
I am pulling item number 22
This is how to
for
get on
individual
that
consideration. I made
agenda
a mistake.
and get
So,
your agenda
Madam Clerk,
passed.
please read the caption.
or deny.
Item number 22 is a resolution nominating Councilmember Terry Castillo to the Bear Appraisal District Board of Directors for a term of office from January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2029.
Great. I make a motion to continue the item to October 9th, and at that point, we will have a different designee.
Second.
I can see it get still.